player is the one who uses their loading screen, their versus screen. And you have to equip the TI-10 loading screen to get that interactive screen. So some players haven't switched up. It's a bit of a shame. You paid for that service, good sirs. You might as well use it.
That is a shame, John. It's a shame for us as viewers as well, because we want to see those things. I know you like it quite a lot, but well,
Yeah.
at least we got to see it once, I guess. It's not all bad. I will, of course, go ahead and bring up some odds, and well, they were already quite high for Longinus in Game 1. Game 2, they got higher. 12.15 now for Longinus, and Aster, was it 1.02 they had the first game? Now they're
Yeah.
at 1.01. So, I don't know about the value there, but apparently GGBet thinks that it's a guaranteed win almost for Aster.
Pretty much. And again, Longinus, they've got a lot to work for. Like their draft can come online fast, but there's so many things they have to fight against. There's so many great counter picks from Aster. You would still want to see them work, you know? Like they haven't won yet. They still have a lot to prove. Hopefully enough they can show us in game number 2 what they're made of.
Oh, absolutely. I hope so. Ya's going to take a fair bit of harassment as he does run out of that bounty rune spot. Still, the side of Longinus do manage to start with 3 bounty runes, so they do swipe one away from the side of Aster. Nice little start there, and I believe it was actually Dodo who came onto the high ground of Aster and takes one. As well as that, I see a courier. Oh, Dodo, no, it's too early.
Yep.
You've got to wait a bit longer than that.
Yeah, it's a missed opportunity. Really easy, right? With the Arctic Burn. That additional range makes it a cakewalk to find that. But I guess they really don't want to shaft Piao. They just want Dodo to be on top of this off lane already to ensure that the Ursa's not going to be bullied out straight off the bat.
Oh, Dodo, he got caught holding the hot pepper as well, John. It's a disaster start for Dodo. He's can't get caught with that. You've got to throw it away. That's the whole point of them. The hot potato, John. It's just a hot pepper.
Yeah, exactly it. And of course, an icy hero like the Winter Wyvern doesn't necessarily enjoy the heat. You do see Fade get a nice pull off, so he is finding that EXP as that support mix. We've seen him do this before. I mean, in game 1, he basically had a free lane to himself. This time he has to work a little bit more for that EXP on the Nyx.
Yeah, and to the viewers, of course, don't do that in your pubs. Your offlane will hate you for it. Even though you're just trying to help, they will trash talk non-stop. As I experienced today, John. Did I mention that?
Did you get a pull off?
I did, John. I got multiple pulls off, but my offlaner was not happy. Bot lane,
no.
a lot of damage being dealt out here on Longinus. It's the Baboka Venge oh no, you can't turn around like that. Baboka finds a secondary magic missile. I guess they thought they were just going to back off, but it wasn't the case. Baboka, he's a dedicated man. Goes all the way for it and does get the first blood.
Can we talk about how ridiculous this dual lane is? When you go level 1 aura with a Medusa, the damage shoots up, the range shoots up a ton. This is pretty... I mean, it's such a basic combination, right? Like, it's just a passive. But it's enough to really pump up the damage than something like a Medusa.
Yeah, level 1, 50 bonus range for the attack. The Rubik trying to trade harassment, that's very funny.
No.
Can't trade harassment with SCCC while the Venge is around. Even when she's not around. I don't know if it's actually possible to trade harass right now. Maybe with Fade Bolt, sure, but even then I think he's not quite hitting as hard as he would want to. It is really a ridiculous combo to have in this bot lane. Essentially, SCCC should just be perfectly fine, and as we saw with the First Blood, they have plenty of kill potential if they so wish.
Yeah, and that's not something you can usually say about the Medusa lane, but they are really just playing it far forward. I love that SCCC doesn't go for a mana shield at all. Just opting for the snake and the split very early to find a farm and kills.
Top lane, XXS finds a nice kill there with the Firefly. Just hits that level 3 mark, and as is customary for a level 3 Batrider, you must go for a kill. That is exactly what he does. That makes it a 2-0 already. Meanwhile, bot lane, I believe there was a bit of a chase onto the Rubik, but he does get away with lift. They're really trying to focus on slowing down the farm of this Deucer. I just don't know how possible that is. Like, you've got a Treant Protector, oh, excuse me, a Nature's Prophet, who can't actually summon Treants, because it's going to give more farm to the Medusa. So, you've got to just try and, like, auto-attack her, but even then, she's got Mana Shield, so what do you do?
Yeah, it's not an easy lane for Longinus. I think at this point, yeah, looks like they will just go for a bit of a swap, I believe. Yeah, no, just a regenning back. You're not going to be slowing down this Deuce. I think that's it. With this specific heroes, maybe if you swapped out the NP somehow, I don't think it's any better, though. You just have to be really careful with your spacing. Deny the jungle. That's it. That's all you can hope for. And build up towards more items to control that Medusa ult. Ooh.
Yeah, that's
No.
gonna be another one. Baboka has that level 2 aura now, so that attack range slowly going higher and higher for SCCC, assuming Baboka is around, which he was that time, and the Medusa base damage is not actually very low. He's already sitting at 72, excuse me, 73. So you can't do that. You can't walk up and try to harass him out. It's just not going to work.
Yeah, it's getting a bit concerning with how much SCCC is getting. Again, take a look at his skill build. No mana shield because he's not even threatened. Just split.
Look at this. Look at this. Just trying to run away. Mystic Snake will fly out just to add insult to injury. And yeah, just back to farming. Just a calm game for SCCC. On the brighter side of things, at least for Longinus, SS is having a decent time in mid on the Ember. He is 3 last hits ahead of Chuan, but Chuan now has a haste rune active and he's going to start roaming towards that top lane, where they have already started trying to go onto Piao, who is fighting around with XXS right now, but he is burning out. And Chuan, he'll come in. He completely whiffs the Dream Coil though. To make matters worse, he doesn't have the Immortal attached, which is very, very disturbing from Chuan, but regardless, they get the kill on a very important target. It is going to force out a rotation now from the Ember. SS activating the Arcane Rune he had bottled up for this, but it looks like he's going to get nothing out of it, so he'll just Remnant back mid.
Yeah, it's not the best use of that TP. This does mean for SS, there's going to be a bit of downtime for when he can make his next rotation, and Aster, just from the laning phase, already dominant. 4-0, 2k advantage. This is not where Longinus wants to be. We talked about them having to play online a lot faster. They needed to shut down this map a lot more confidently, and their bot lane is the biggest issue. It's just, you can't really blame RNP and Moriarty. There's nothing they can do against this dual lane. All they can do is trade right clicks, and SCCC and Baboka have that in spades.
I love the fact as well that SCCC is intending on going for a Mask of Bandits build here on the Deucer. Just to really speed up that farm and even the DPS output, because he knows that they're not going to be able to actually get to him. The only person that can get close is maybe the Ember. Assuming...
up top.
Yeah, that's not good. XXS, oh, the slow is going to be there from the Earthshock, and now the lift back with the Splinter Blast. XXS is actually going to be the one to go down. Fade finally gets an Impale off, but it will do nothing. And so that's a nice little turnaround there from Longinus. Does cost them a support rotation, but it's not like the Rubik could do anything down at the bot lane anyway. So it's worthwhile bringing him up top. That's one positive there for Piao, who is really suffering in terms of net worth right now.
Yeah, it does give Fade a bit of an opportunity to get his pull off once more. So XXS comes back in, refreshed up, should find his level 6. And once that lasso is up, nothing is going to stop him from jumping Piao once more.
Well, Chuan trying to have a go here onto the Rubik, as he did take his regen rune and he wants to really provide some form of punishment for that. Meanwhile, we'll see those T1 items start popping up, and SCCC gets even luckier. He finds an Iron Talon. So things are about to get a lot... I mean, it's just perfect, isn't it? He gets an Iron Talon, Baboka finds a Keen Optic. You couldn't really ask for more. It's just the perfect kind of itemization already for both these two. for the perfect tag team.
Yeah, they're not going to be leaving this bot lane anytime soon. They're just content to farm up and have everyone else fight each other.
Piao trying to go after XXS. They will rotate into the Prophet as well. But now an Impale set up from Fade and a double Dream Core there from Chuan. Still, they try to chase the Batrider, but a lasso is going to be there. Piao loses his life. The Prophet will lose his as well. And, well, SS is here on the Ember. He can try to maybe find a pick off, and they can go on to Fade, who has overextended. Nice Impale. Spike Carapace also available, but he would burn out the Flame Guard anyway, so they do find the Nyx Assassin, so it's not all bad.
No, it's a nice little boost for SS. Makes that rotation a bit worthwhile. Gives the Ember the gold, and if there was a hero you're going to build off of for Longinus, it is that Ember Spirit. So the fact that SS is still finding parity with Chuan is good news. That means your Ember will be at a point where he can fight early for the team.
Keep looking back at this Medusa. I just wonder at what point they could afford to maybe smoke up and try to make a play onto SCCC. But I guess even when you do, you're going to have to deal with this Nyx Assassin being in Vendetta to break the smoke every time. But you'll see Baboka and Fade haven't really left the side of this Medusa yet, and we will see SS coming in with an Invis Rune. But he's protected. He's got his bodyguards on the left and right. SS going to scout out Fade. There's going to be a swap there on the Rubik, who was trying to take an outpost. Just not great timing for that either. We're 10.5 minutes in. You've already missed that timing. And, I guess he wanted to take it to try and secure these ancient stacks. Make it a bit harder for SCCC to take them, but he's going to get them for free anyway.
Yeah, look at that farm. Look at how much SCCC is getting from that.
Yep.
It's just piling up, and Longinus, I mean, they need to play aggressive, but they need to play it smart as well. You can't feed these kills to the Medusa. Like, SCCC is at 5.5k net worth just about. It's starting to build up, and with a Mask of Madness, it's just going to go higher that much faster.
That it is. With that Manta style coming up next, it's just going to continue to escalate. Looking back over to Piao, he's trying to get that Basher up on the Ursa, but he is very far off. Still sitting in the middle of the pack in terms of net worth. A lot of reliance here is going to be on SS on that Ember, but he's even struggling. Just trying to find that Blade Mail right now on the Ember. Just not quite getting as much as he wants. They are going to smoke up. They're going to try and make some sort of play happen, but bot lane Piao is currently getting ganked as we speak. And even if you do make the smoke rotation bot, there's 4 heroes there. The only option is really to go mid. But even then, to kill off Chuan and the puck, I just don't think you have enough lockdown.
No, they really don't. And they would have to commit a Winter's Curse somehow, and then land the chains as well, which is still level 2. So it's not amazing. It's just really hard to keep Chuan in his spot. And that limits the potential targets for Longinus. Aster is playing this great. They're just playing around SCCC and kind of using him as bait. Like, they know the enemies will rotate in. They even see the Obs ward here. I believe Baboka did see that with a wave, and they're just...
Fade.
I'm not sure if they're woefully ignoring it.
Scouts out the Prophet. We're going to keep eyes on this Prophet. Make sure he doesn't escalate too far in farm. Just trying to build into what seems like a Desolator right now. In fact, never mind a Maelstrom. Bottom lane, you do see the Rubik trying to get some solo XP in farm, but it will cost him his life, of course. Pretty standard stuff as a support. And well, SCCC apparently is just taking the mid-tier 1 tower. Just casually taking it. Nobody's there to defend it, and yeah, he just pops the Mask of Madness. They do finally glyph it. They have smoked up. Smoke breaks on Dodo. I guess they can get the deny off, so they deny some gold away. That tier 1 tower is so important.
Oh, yeah. Now they don't really have the best access points for the Radiant jungle, so that means SCCC is pretty much as protected as he could be here. And again, that just means a lot of free farm for Medusa.
Dodo Winter's Curse going to be there on Fade.
Hmm.
Just trying to set up here for Piao, but Piao can't actually break the gap fast enough. Now the Vendetta's going to be there. Do you have detection? They do, but it's just a Sentry Ward, although Nature's Wrath will be enough to actually secure the kill. Thing is, XXS also found the Nature's Prophet as he was using that Nature's Wrath. That kill was actually super lucky for Longinus. I don't think they were intending for the Wrath to kill him off.
Oh, yeah. That was lucky, very lucky indeed. They are glad to have it, though. Like, they desperately needed to find a kill. They did expend the Chris for that. So if they missed out, then that would have just been really wasteful. But they are, slowly finding some farm across the map as well. Like, Piao is still progressing towards that basher. It's not fast, but they're not too far behind at least Chuan. So the only standout farmer here is SCCC, but otherwise, from Piao and up, it's not too bad. There are ways to still fight once those basic items are up and running.
You think so, John? Because I still feel like he gets kited by this Dusa. Like,
Yeah,
the thing
it's
is,
still
you
not
wanna
a good... It's still not great against a Dusa, but I think you can jump everyone else, at the least.
Right,
Hello?
I mean, that's fair, yeah. Bot lane. Nice curses there, but Baboka gets a swap out, and now SS gonna die. Piao trying to come in. He does break the gap, but of course Stone Gaze is there. They've lost Dodo on the Wyvern. Looks like the Rubik will try and jump in with the silence, but can't secure Baboka. The Venge does get away, and now Chuan is making the chase onto Piao. In fact, they leave him be. They don't even care about the Ursa. He's a non-factor right now. They just try to apply more tower pressure as... Well, we see the Nature's Prophet trying to chase down a Vengeful Spirit, but he's already TP'd out. He will find Chuan's courier at least, so there's a bit of a consolation prize for the side of Longinus. But now XXS is here to claim his own prize, and, well, the TP will be successful because there's no lasso, so... It's okay. He does manage to go back home, get his Maelstrom back up on the Prophet. But there's now a 9k net worth lead on Aster.
Yeah, and it's not going to be shrinking anytime soon. It's weird. Like, you want to say it's time to hunt the Medusa once you get these items up, but you can't actually deal with Medusa with the farm SCCC has. So it's time to hunt everyone else, but everyone else is doing pretty good as well.
Yeah, here we go. Dream Call going to be there on 2. A great flame break. In fact, no, the Ember wasn't caught in it, but he does not manage to get away anyway. At least the Winter's Curse does kill off XXS. Fade, meanwhile, just trying to body block up Dodo, who does take off, but he will die anyway.
Oh.
Or maybe he won't.
Nice.
Chuan.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Orb, going to be very nicely positioned. And yeah, Dodo's dead. Wave of Terror. And the auto attack. And they found that that bottom tier 1 tower as well, by the way. SCCC just stood there and took it. And speaking of, he is very, very close now to picking up his first ultimate orb for his Eye of Skadi.
Yeah, it's just going to pump up his stats a lot more once the Skadi is up. Of course, the HP negative aura is really hard to play against. Piao? No.
It tries to just stop Fade from taking the outpost. That Spike Carapace is going to stop Piao from doing any damage, though. And, well, Aster feeling very confident right now. They can just keep pushing. The bottom tier, tier 2 and a lasso straight onto that Rubik. Just no wasting time for XXS. He doesn't mind. He'll take the solo pick off from the support Rubik and just go ahead straight into that tier 2 tower. Just very, very easy stuff for Aster.
Yeah, they managed to pretty much find all the objectives they could want. They could easily rotate to mid now. In fact, they might find a nice kill as well.
Yeah, Piao getting caught out. Doesn't rage. Still trapped up. He's going to try and turn around. Oh no, Fate had the Spike Carapace. Piao didn't make the run for it and is going to die.
Oh.
SS almost dying while remnanting away. And this is just surgical from Aster, John. I mean, they're just going across the map finding tier 2 towers. They could just literally go top and find the third tier 2. They might do it as well. In fact, XXS now finds the Prophet by himself. Just no real competition here for Aster, it seems.
No. There's none. There's nothing Longinus can do. They depend on maybe a massive Winter's Curse. But that's just a lot of pressure to put onto the Winter Wyvern. And Dodo has had a couple big ones. It's just, it hasn't been enough.
SS gonna run into SCCC. They do have to curse, and that's actually gonna be a big one. Chuan, he does die. So that's some good news. A nice curse coming out from the side of Longinus, and I guess that's the one thing they can kind of depend on, assuming they land it, is getting that curse off and just killing someone like Chuan ASAP, due to how much damage SCCC will be dealing.
Yeah, that's really it. That's the only way they can kind of build up. Beyond that, though, it's not looking great just yet. Like, you do have
Under attack.
items up and running. Like, Piao has had a basher for a while. We haven't really seen it do anything just yet because he can't fight. SS is saving up for the Ags. He is still 3k away, but once it's up and running, your Ember Spirit will be a lot harder to deal with. And Aster doesn't quite have any defensive items on them, although you will have to worry about the mix, which is really, again, one of the things that Longinus has been struggling with. Fade has just been way too hard to deal with a Spike Carapace. So there are a lot of factors for Longinus to have to consider before making those offensive moves, even with the item pickups.
That final outer tower now also going down. SCCC gets that tier 2 top. And I suppose now you just look to finish off that Eye of Skadi, which, by the way, SCCC apparently has now on the way on the courier. And I believe you just go Roshan.
Yeah,
That's exactly what they do.
nothing to stop them. And with Baboka around and the Wolf, it's not that hard.
Definitely not. It is going down fairly quick.
That's just one hero. It's not even an Ursa. It's a Medusa
It is a Medusa.
alone.
It's just the added stats and base damage you're getting from that Alpha Wolf and Venge. I mean, look at SCCC, plus 117 damage right now. Helm of the Dominator giving them plus 20. Alpha Wolf giving them plus 30. Kinda silly stuff. One would argue it's not very balanced, John, but who are we to judge?
Oh, Chuan? No. You
Hey,
can't
just-
even jump. You can't even take the puck.
Yeah, Piao is probably going to be in trouble as they are looping around as well. Well, they were. Here we go.
Oh.
Fade. Going to join in now onto Piao. Chuan also going to be there. And here comes XXS. You have Lasso, but you don't really want to commit it like this. So you don't need to.
Ooh.
Just let it
No.
burn. XXS
How
actually paying tribute to Artifact there, John, with the triangle for a second. And
How many Yules was that? Why did they have to use him for so long? Just you
It's
know,
necessary,
just
John.
kill him.
no.
Just kill him.
Oh, you're going to have a bit of BM in there as well. Got to use them up. Got to really let it sink in that they're dying.
Oh,
They do.
man. Longinus. I mean, Piao is saving up for the Abyssal. The Vanguard's up, Mike. So
Okay.
a recipe away, then you have a way of jumping. I don't know if you can really jump anyone beyond maybe Chuan and the supports, but you can, and it could happen.
Yeah, is it going to happen before Arax goes down, though? Lasso going to be there, catching up the Rubik once again, and he just melts. Yeah, they're going high ground. SCCC looking towards that bot lane. Has a full creep wave there. No siege creep, but he is the siege creep. He doesn't need it.
Under attack.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, gonna jump in with Earthshock. SCCC just mad
No.
fights. Literally just stands his ground.
Ah,
He's got an Aegis anyway. Like, you kill him once, which is gonna be hard enough as it is. You're gonna have to... Piao, no.
no.
That ain't it, Piao. XXS also finding the Prophet, and now they find Dodo. I think you really have to rely on that Winter's Curse to set up here on SCCC. In all fairness, nobody's standing next to the Medusa to really make full use of it. Now the Prophet apparently TPing right behind them. He's going to get caught out. A Dream Cold straight onto that Ember. Stone Gaze also there. The GG's been called. They have had enough. And Aster, at the very least, do win one series before they do take their leave from ESL One Birmingham Online.
Yeah, it's